Most entrepreneurs don't have a real business. They have a job disguised as a business. 3 years ago, my consulting agency was scaling fast and I was successful on paper. But in reality, I was trapped in an expensive prison, working 80-hour weeks and have no idea when I can ever afford to take a real vacation. But ever since I built these 4 systems that I'm about to share with you, not only have I built a profitable business that runs itself, I've also used it to help over 300 founders to do the same, transforming their businesses from labor-driven hamster wheels into process-driven assets, allowing them to get time back to grow their business and also, most importantly, experience the time freedom they deserve. That said, if you've tried hiring contractors and virtual assistants but ended up trapping yourself in management prison, or if you feel like your business has become too complex to systematize, don't worry. I used to feel exactly the same way. But here's what I discovered. If processes can't be repeated, it can't be delegated. And if it can't be delegated, you'll stay trapped doing everything yourself forever. By the end of this video, you'll be able to install the 4 systems that will liberate you from being stuck in the weeds all day, and most importantly, reclaim time to work on the business, focus on profit-producing activities, and spend time on areas in life that matter most. Going from Chief Everything Officer to an actual CEO. From trading time for money to building an asset that compounds your freedom alongside the passage of time. So let's dive in. Let me paint you a clear picture that might feel uncomfortably familiar. You started your business for freedom, to escape the 9 to 5, to build something meaningful, to have control over your time and income. But somewhere along the way, that dream turned into a living nightmare. You're working more hours than you ever did as an employee. Date nights get postponed because of project deadlines. Family dinners get interrupted by urgent notifications. And vacations get turned into trips of you working abroad. And the cruel irony is, the bigger your business gets, the worse your life becomes. And if any of this seems too real to you, that's because this used to be my life for years. As we dive into these 4 systems, in order for any of them to make sense, we must first address the thinking pattern that prevents us from systematizing our businesses. That thinking pattern is the knee-jerk response to create complexity whenever you're confronted with a problem. To paint a clear picture, let's say you're not making enough sales in your business. What most entrepreneurs do in this situation is to do more things, hire more people, work more hours, build more funnels, purchase more software. On the surface, that might make sense. But if you're overwhelmed from managing your current people, working your current hours, maintaining your current funnels, and fixing your current tech stack, piling on more will not help you grow the business. It will only leave you with more expenses and more things to manage. As Einstein once said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Internalizing this quote, if the more equals more mentality is what created our problems, then the solution to the problem is not to find a way to do even more. It is to find a way to do less. To achieve more by doing less, you don't need more hustle. You need simple systems that deliver exponential returns on your time, money, and energy. And once those systems are in place, the real leverage comes from you having other people to run them for you. And that is the nuance that separates entrepreneurs who get trapped as micromanagers from those who actually buy back their freedom. The micromanager keeps searching for the perfect person to fix a broken system, only to watch that system break the person. The successful founder, on the other hand, focuses on building the right system first so that the right person can step in and run those systems and the business without them. Because here's the truth. Hiring more people into a messy business is like surrounding a 2005 Toyota Camry with a full pit crew. No matter how much manpower you throw at it, it's never going to turn itself into a Ferrari. With that out of the way, here are the 4 systems that will eliminate bottlenecks, create scalable results, and give you the freedom to work on your business instead of stay stuck in it. System 1, the acquisition system. The first system is how you acquire ideal clients in a predictable and scalable manner. Most founders either rely on unpredictable client sources like referral or word of mouth, or unscalable approaches where they have to send endless DMs and emails just to make sales, which is no surprise why they end up trapping themselves on the revenue roller coaster. What you want to do instead is develop an acquisition system that's made up of these 4 components: traffic, capture, nurture, and convert. Traffic is how people discover you exist. That can be through paid ads, organic content, outbound, or partnerships. Capture is how you turn visitors into contacts that become reachable. This could be through converting them into a broader audience through a social media platform, or converting them into an owned audience through capturing the content details through an opt-in page. Nurture is a systematic process of building trust and demonstrating value before anyone ever gets on a sales call with you. And this is where most businesses fail. They try to go straight from stranger to sale without building any relationships in between. And this is especially damaging if you are serving an industry where a lot of clients have been burned to crisp by other services or offers before, or if you're targeting a market where buyers are highly sophisticated. So rather than putting in all this effort to generate leads just to forget about them as soon as they don't convert within the first 14 days, you must create nurturing assets that build know-like trust with your leads and demonstrate your expertise to prove that your offer is legit. And you can do that through content, lead magnets, events, newsletters, or low-ticket products that demonstrates your credibility and authority. Last but not least, convert is your sales process, which can be done through DM conversations, sales calls, or a mix of both. But here's the key. This isn't just about having a good script. It's about creating a sales experience that makes your prospects excited to buy from you before they even get sent your offer doc or hop onto your sales call. Going back to the principle that simplicity scales and complexity fails, if you're making less than 1 million per year, you don't need to build out every component of this acquisition system. In fact, doing so will just cause you to work more than you have to whilst dealing with more expenses and admin overhead. All you need is 2 traffic sources, 1 to 2 social platforms, plus an email list, 2 nurture assets, and 1 very tight conversion process. So if you want to put this into practice, then go to the link in the description below and grab a copy of this acquisition system template. Decide what makes most sense for your business to attract, capture, nurture, and convert your target clients, and draw a line across all 4 stages to get a full visual representation of what your buyer's journey will look like, so that both you and your team knows exactly how your business turns a stranger into a client like clockwork. System number 2, the fulfillment system. Now that you're getting clients through the door, the next problem to solve will be how to deliver your services consistently at scale without sacrificing quality or turning yourself into an overworked freelancer or contractor. And this can be done by breaking down your fulfillment into 3 phases: onboard, retain, and ascend. The reason why these 3 phases must be well designed is because in order for your business to become a reputable asset, you can't just make 1 sale to each client. You must make 4. The first sale sells them to buy your service. The second sale sells them to use your service. The third sale sells them to keep using your services over the long term. And the fourth and final sale sells them to recommend your services to others. So now that you've made your first sale, the second sale comes through onboarding. Onboarding is about how you get clients from I just paid you to I'm getting value by using your services as quickly as possible. And this can be done just by sending a welcome email. This must be done by engineering a system that compresses your time to adoption followed by time to value. For example, after you made the first sale, rather than saying, we're going to send you an email with the 5 onboarding steps you have to go through, you have to immediately transition from sale to delivery. And here's another hack for you. Bam fam. Book a meeting from a meeting. Before you hop off the sales call, book the onboarding call for your clients. This ensures immediate adoption and allows you to secure the first wins much faster. Retain is your ongoing delivery process. The key here is to create a cycle of ongoing value. You don't want to just throw deliverables to your clients and expect them to acknowledge your value. What you want to do instead is to strategize, deliver, and optimize. Even though you have a proven strategy that's designed to get results for all of your clients, you want to make sure that your clients understand how your strategy works and, most importantly, understand how your strategy aligns with their definition of success. Then, as you deliver on your service, you want to create a system for your team or clients to measure progress along the way. By measuring and evaluating progress, not only can you celebrate together when progress is made, you can also optimize your strategy based off of data. And with data, it also makes it much easier to validate your retention strategy and document it into a process that anyone on your team can follow and deliver consistent results with. The third component, Ascend, is where you sell your clients into working with you at a higher capacity. As you solve their initial problems and deliver results, new problems naturally get created as a byproduct. Your goal at this point is to make sure that you remain as a part of your clients' future, because clients leave the moment they run out of future with you. And you can prevent this by letting your clients know that you can help them solve the next problem, either by upselling them into a backend offer or expanding the current scope and moving clients into a higher tiered service. And don't let this be an afterthought that only gets brought up when it's time to make an upsell. Get proactive, be a few steps ahead, and build it into your fulfillment process from day one. Using my client Steph as an example case study, she was trapped in a feast and famine cycle, hustling to get clients one month, hustling to fulfill them on the next month, and then watching them leave and starting all over again. We built her an acquisition system with outbound prospecting, strategic content, and powerful lead magnets, then standardized her fulfillment process so that her team can deliver consistent results to clients without her telling them what to do every step along the way. This allowed Steph to add $20,000 in monthly recurring revenue whilst working 10 hours less per week, which gave her the freedom and confidence to continue scaling without the fear of burning out. System number 3, the internal fulfillment system. This is a system most entrepreneurs completely ignore, but that's not entirely their fault. Because when it comes to creating operational leverage, most business advice typically ends with just hire more people. But if you hire people without an internal fulfillment process, you would not be able to buy back your time. Instead, you'll end up trapping yourself in HR prison, micromanaging everybody, putting out fires, and wondering why your expenses have gone up while still being the person who does everything. Just like how it would suck if a coach throws you a bunch of videos and expects you to get results all by yourself, it would suck for your team members if you throw them a bunch of SOPs and expect them to hit KPIs for you all by themselves. So just like how we need a system to turn new clients into advocates, we need a system to turn new hires into high performers. To create a system, we must answer these questions. Number 1, what does success look like in this role? Number 2, how is performance measured? Number 3, what support and resources does a new recruit need to hit KPIs? And number 4, how do they grow within the organization? Once these questions are answered, you want to structure your internal fulfillment system into these 3 stages. Stage 1, the 90-day on-ramp. This is where you indoctrinate new hires into your company culture, set performance standards, and provide them with training to hit those standards. Throughout this on-ramp period, you want to set regular check-ins to review performance, assess whether you see a future with this person, and do this right. And if you do this right, they'll hit the ground running instead of wandering aimlessly. But if you don't see them being a fit, fire fast. Stage 2, ongoing development. Rather than leaving them on autopilot, you want to set a cadence to give consistent feedback, training, and coaching so that every single team member can consistently level up alongside your company. Stage 3, internal ascension. This is the fun part. When somebody proves themselves as a high performer, the next step is to give them opportunities to grow within your company. And don't be afraid to raise the bar. Set new challenges and give them bigger responsibilities, because this is what A players love. System number 4, the optimization system. According to Pearson's law, when performance is tracked, performance improves. And when performance is tracked and reported back, the rate of improvements accelerates. To put this another way, if we don't have a system to track and report performance, the business will not improve. And if we put this business into a period of elevated change and uncertainty, like year 2025, the business will likely die a slow death and become irrelevant. But with an optimization system in place, we can create a flywheel effect between action, result, and database improvement plans. To do this, you want to define key metrics across all areas of your business and create a process to track those metrics. That way, you can identify bottlenecks and know exactly what to stop doing, start doing, keep doing, and do more of. For your acquisition system, you might want to track metrics like follower growth, cost per lead, calls booked, offers made, and close rate. For fulfillment, you might want to track metrics like net promoter score, churn rate, and client lifetime value. For internal fulfillment, you might want to track employee satisfaction, project completion rate, and performance ratings for all team members. And here's a key: don't just collect data. Review data regularly and act upon them. The more frequently you review and optimize your performance, the tighter your feedback loop, and the faster you'll be able to solve whatever bottleneck that is keeping your business from reaching the next level. So there you have it. These are the 4 systems your business needs to run without you. If you feel any resistance toward systematizing your business, here's a harsh reality. If you don't use systems to create leverage, your business won't stay where it is. It will die a slow death as you keep on doing everything yourself without any forms of leverage. And the reason why is because we're living through the period of most rapid change in business history. AI is reshaping entire industries overnight. Marketing strategies that worked last year are becoming obsolete this year, and the playbook you use to build your business is likely becoming outdated as we speak. I see founders every day clinging to what worked in 2022 and wondering why their results are plummeting and they're working harder to earn less. They refuse to adapt because change feels risky. But staying the same is the riskiest move of all. When these founders are grinding harder for less, their competitors are building systems that let them pivot instantly when the market shifts. What separates businesses that stay relevant from those that become irrelevant comes down to one word: adaptability. But if you don't have systems, adapting becomes impossible. If any part of you wants to fight what I just said, picture this. If everything lives in your head, if every process depends on your personal involvement, how can you pivot when the market shifts? You're too busy keeping the current machine running to build a better one. On the other hand, when you have systems that are documented and repeatable, delegation becomes easy, and adaptation becomes your superpower. That said, if a marketing strategy starts declining, you can test new strategies in days and not months. And if client demands change and you have to refine your offer, you can update your delivery processes without breaking everything else. The founders who stay relevant and thrive over the next decade are the ones who work the hardest. They are the ones who adapt the fastest. And if you're trapped in daily operations, being the bottleneck to everything, adapting fast becomes impossible. The cost of inaction isn't just staying where you are, it's watching your business slowly become irrelevant whilst you work harder for diminishing returns. Until one day you wake up and realize that the market has moved on without you, and you became the blockbuster of your industry or the BlackBerry of your market. Don't let that be your story. Think about what is your biggest bottleneck right now and pick one out of the 4 systems to start implementing ASAP. At the end of the day, your business has 4 jobs: turn strangers into clients, deliver to clients so that they'll pay you more and send you referrals, turn team members into high-performing assets who multiply your capacity, and continuously improve everything so you stay ahead of the competition. Even if you feel that nothing is working right now, do not build all 4 systems at once. It will just lead to chaos and overwhelm. Pick your biggest bottleneck, build that one system properly, then move to the next one. Each system you complete makes the others easier to implement. Now, at this point, you might be wondering exactly how to document these systems and what tools to use to make them stick. If that's the case, check out my process mapping video sharing the exact method I use with my clients to build clear processes that actually gets followed. Thanks for watching, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.